So I want to give everybody an overview on what we do in the RISC-V organization from the marketing perspective. So these are the things that I'm going to walk through. So just an overview on what are the goals and what are the objectives that the foundation has. I'll talk about the foundation a little bit, a couple of slides, and then I really just want to show you some highlights of what we do. So for those of you who are not members of the foundation, but if you're interested, your company wants to utilize it, definitely would encourage you to join the foundation. There's a lot of benefits. Okay, so let me give you kind of the overall picture of what the marketing organization does. So the marketing committee is comprised of several different groups. And the marketing committee consists of all the members. We actually do have a specific APAC group that's part of the broader marketing committee. But then we have individual organizations underneath. So we have an events group that works on creating these types of events with Informa and the foundation overall. Content that has to do with what we put on the website, material that you can download or view. We have a research group that works with analysts to understand what's happening with the number of cores, the success, the momentum, and then the university outreach is also something that we utilize. I also just want to point out that the vice chair for marketing is actually here, and that's Don from RISC-V, so he's in the back there, and definitely encourage you to talk with him a little later as well. So the goals and objectives. So, we have several key goals. One is let's grow the foundation. So we want to continue to increase the number of companies. We want to increase the awareness. So this is really important for us, is making sure that engineers are aware. It sounds like a lot of you are aware here, but there's many others in a lot of different geographies that are not. So we're working on that. We are also very focused on media. So last year we put a big push on to increase the number of media. This year we're putting an extra emphasis on other regions outside of the US, China and Europe specifically. And we've done a lot with Twitter and LinkedIn. You saw the links before from Rick, but this year we're also going to be doing a focus on Weibo and WeChat. So again, the organization is really moving into a global footprint. Okay, so everybody knows about the benefits of RISC-V. Rick showed them to you earlier in text format. I just thought I'd throw them up here from this perspective. And from a marketing perspective, I think what's most important is to communicate what is the story, what is the message, and make sure that it's understood. So we want these simple, clear messages, and that's really what I'm driving and what the marketing group works on a regular basis. So what's the value proposition? Like, why be part of the foundation? I think there's obviously several, first level understanding of why someone would join, but obviously you have the ability to help drive the standards. Just like Kevin had showed and others, there's many task groups, so you can help drive what is going to be utilized or implemented with RISC-V as we move forward. We have the ability to market to a large client base, and this is what I talked about with the branding earlier in the morning. We are focused globally, so we have a huge push to make sure we drive RISC-V. One of the things that we didn't talk about is that RISC-V is really an ISA that's not any state-sponsored or focused region, right? So it's a foundation, everybody can utilize it, it's open, and that has a lot of benefits for security and others. So there's lots of geographies that are interested in RISC-V. The ecosystem, also the use of trademarks and logos. So although there are regional memberships that people can join, and we like all the grassroots activity that's happening, but if you want to really get the benefits for RISC-V, including the trademark and so on, you need to join the foundation. So I like to kind of reiterate that. And again, there's a lot of different groups that you can be a part of, whether it's a security group, technical group, marketing groups. So Rick showed the foundation growth numbers, so I just wanted to sort of restate here. What we're most proud of, especially, is the fact of all the organizations. So the bottom 3 boxes, the dark blue at the bottom, the yellow, and then the gray color, those are the companies that are joining. So we've had significant growth from corporations. I joined and started to become part of the marketing committee late in 2016. And so I'll claim some success to the fact that we've grown the organization significantly. It's obviously a lot of work. There's a lot of people that are involved, but we certainly want to encourage more. So we've only just begun. So what are some of the specific things that we're doing? So events, we have a lot of different events that we're doing this year. So we've really ramped up the different geographies. Obviously, we have this event. This is our first major event in Taiwan. We will be doing a number of, and Rick talked about the Zurich and the workshop in San Jose this year. So those are the multi-day events where we have call for papers, really a lot of forward-looking presentations in those events. But we also have a number of these one-day events that are coming up. So we'll be doing 4 cities in North America, 5 cities in China, and then a number of cities, I believe 6 cities in EMEA. So all over with these one-day events. We're looking to do some webinars, so again, more global reach. And then we're also doing a lot of grassroots evangelizing. That's grassroots promotion. So those are things called meetups. So if there's someone locally here who would want to have a RISC-V meetup, we would encourage you to create that. We can help you promote it. So these are some of the event highlights. The Meetup Groups actually exist in a lot of locations, several in the US, in Israel, there's a couple in the UK, and we have our first one in China and Shanghai. So again, these Meetup Groups are very informal and do allow us to drive and continue to increase the awareness and the knowledge of RISC-V. So please talk to me if that's something you're interested in starting up in your area. Education, so this is one of the things I asked Don to help me out with this year is on the education side. So we've actually collected all the different universities that are teaching on RISC-V, and we are looking to catalog all this lecture material, lab material, and really promote it widely to universities. So we have, the board implemented a new entry level at only $250 to become part of the foundation. So we want to encourage more and more universities to be teaching. We really want to significantly ramp this up. So you'll be seeing more about this as we move forward. And then in terms of social media, so we really want to move to not just telling you what's happening, but we want to move to having a conversation. And that's really what's starting to happen, and the leading organizations in the world are having conversations over social media. So some of the things that we're looking to do is potentially leverage YouTube and Tencent, these other videos, websites, and set up like a RISC-V TV. Like just whether it's conversational or interview style, just so we can continue to promote in different ways what is RISC-V. And again, we talked about some of the social media that we're ramping up, but we want to have what we call tweet chats, where we set up a particular time on Twitter where people can live ask questions. So what we're looking to do is leverage some of the real prominent board members that we have to get started, to have discussions, and it lets our audience directly access the foundation. So these are some of the new innovative things that we're working on that we previously didn't do that we're looking to move forward and do. In terms of APAC, so we have, as I said, a lot of focus in this area. So during the one-on-one that will be the one-day events, in May, that'll be happening in China. We're going to be setting up meetings with editors throughout the country. So the companies that are participating in the one-day events will be able to meet, promote. Again, it echoes what we're doing in a very broad and wide way. We are working on the WeChat and Weibo profiles. So we have a few things with legal to work out. So hopefully we get that done over the next couple of months. And we're also looking at doing a focus by do campaign just to, again, help drive the search engine optimization for the APAC region. And that's just a snapshot. And then what I like to show, and I'm not going to go through all the details, but as a marketer, I try to look out several months and quarters. This is actually what I call a swim lane chart. And what it actually, I just want to show people is this is what we think about. And we talk about, we put events at the top, and then we talk about and think about what are the external companies, what are they going to announce? And one of the things I like to sort of point out here is you see a lot of these purple boxes say member news, member news. Well, I don't know what that is, but we want to encourage companies to give information ahead of time to RacePoint, which is our marketing organization that has an NDA with all the members. So we can do things like press releases and awareness campaigns and all the social media articles and so on. So these are all the things that we're working on. This is just kind of a quick snapshot that I wanted to throw up and show you. So there's lots of ways to get involved. These are the social channels, so the @RISC-V with the underscore or the hashtag RISC-V, the foundation on LinkedIn, and or of course RISC-V.org. So, you know, my summary is please join the foundation. And if you want to become part of the marketing committee, we would obviously welcome that. We're growing all the time. And really, we look at our job as to create the awareness and just accelerate the growth and the development of RISC-V. Thank you.